is Girls Stop Playing, a weekly show that empowers Black women to stop playing with their potential so they can live a life that they love. I'm Koereyelle, your favorite homegirl, and I'm on a mission to help Black women make the money and get the honey. You can have it all as long as you're willing to work. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls Stop Playing podcast. It's your favorite homegirl, Koereyelle, here to encourage you to stop playing with your potential and start working for what you want in life and in love. You already know I'm bringing you the information and the conversations to help you make the money and get the honey. You can have it all as long as you are willing to work. And y'all, we have a fan favorite in the studio today. We got my big bro, Jack Daniels, in the building.
I'm a fan favorite.
You are. You know, the clips go viral. The episodes get the most engagement. Every time you come here, you either hurt somebody's feelings, give a good word, tell the people how it is, snatch some edges. So let's see what we got today, Jack.
We're going to hurt some more feelings today.
You know, hurting feelings when it leads to helping, I don't think is...
I think it's one of the most imperative things that we have to do. You got to step on some toes in order to get some people to pay attention.
I agree.
And I'm blunt, I'm no nonsense, and I love telling the truth.
So this is how I want to start this off, because I don't think I've ever started off, because I have known you forever, ever, Jack, and I just be assuming people know Jack Daniels. Yeah. But then when people slide in my comments, you know, in the caption, in the comments of the post, and they're like, well, who do he think? I'm like, y'all don't see, so y'all don't know who Jack is. So just go ahead real quick, look at this camera and give yourself a proper introduction to the decades of work that you've been doing.
So I'm someone who's obsessed with love and relationships, obsessed with story. I've been helping people find love and connect them for the past 2 decades. I am a 5-time best-selling author. I'm a psychotherapist to single moms, celebrities, et cetera, et cetera. You see me on television. I was former host of Black Love. I'm also the founder of the Good Men Club, where we connect and collect good men to good women.
That sounds like a lot of pressure, Jack.
Is it, though?
So what's a connector versus a matchmaker? Because you had to correct me one time, like, wait a minute.
So matchmaking is an interesting profession. Matchmaking is somebody that basically comes in and says, you sit with me, tell me everything that you desire, everything you want, all of your preferences, all of your wants, needs, whatever. I'm going to go out and then find that person for you and bring them back and match you according to all of your interests, desires, and likes. Not too much difference than a connector. Now, the difference in a connector is I'm going to put you in position to find all of those things. Give me your interests, give me your desires, give me your likes, your wants, your requirements. I'm going to bring you people, the same thing, but I'm going to put you in position and say, now it's your turn.
So I'm going to put you in the room, but I'm not going to match you with the person. I'm going to put you in the room with the people.
I'm going to put you in the room with the people.
But you got to find the person.
Yeah, sort of, yes.
I messed it up at the end. Okay.
That's okay, but I think you're onto the right track.
Okay.
I think that for me, I'm serious about connecting people because I think we've been doing a bad job of, like, in our single seasons, of just trying to connect to people. You got women that just sitting around and waiting for this thing to happen for them. I'm saying, hey, here's this event, here's this space, here's this venue, and the type of men that you're looking for are here. The type of men that you're interested in, the type of men that have all the qualities, all of the attributes, the economics, the education, they're here. I need for you to be here too.
Got you.
So doing that for a number of years and putting people and then challenging them to have conversations with one another, not just like being in the room, but here's how you engage and have candid conversations about what it is that you want and not just like surface level things. We're not just talking about, where you work, how much, where'd you grow up? Like, let's cut to it. Let's get to what it is that I desire, what it is that I want, and are you compatible enough for me for us to continue this conversation and dialogue?
The difference between this and speed dating would be what?
Speed dating is an organized, like, timed event. I don't believe that. Like,
You don't believe
I
that,
don't
you don't believe that you can meet someone of value like in that environment?
I believe you can meet someone of value anywhere. I don't believe in setting those up.
Got you.
I've seen them not work in so many different respects and occasions. And then it becomes like this marketing thing. Is it, are we really trying to connect people, or are we just trying to get like the numbers?
Have a great event.
Yeah. I don't care about great events. I care about great
The
matches.
impact.
Like relationships that come from
The
it.
results.
But let me say this. I'm not against anything that connects people. I'm not against like if you're a matchmaker, if you're a relationship coach, if you are, I don't care what you call yourself. As long as you are connecting people, I love love.
So we love love. When
Yeah.
I met you in, I don't know, 2013, 2014, something like that.
Yeah.
We were both personally and professionally in the relationship space. So we were both single. I was the single wife looking for a husband. You were Jack Daniels with your I need a wife shirt on, looking for your wife.
Every color.
Every color. And I think what makes us so special that we kind of share is that we were publicly in these positions, but then also personally really actually going through this journey of finding the match. So based on what you did personally, because that was always tricky for me. It's like people would see what I'm doing professionally and be like, but you single though. So what did you actually have to do personally, do you think, to attract your wife?
Intention is everything. Being intentional is a lost art form, I believe, today. And when I say be intentional, I meant that here's what I believe. I have to believe who I am. And I think a lot of people don't even understand who it is that they are. I think there's something in my eye. I think that believing who you are and understanding that puts you in an intentional conversation with yourself. Here's what I mean by that. I believed I was a husband. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people think, oh, well, maybe I can do it. Maybe. You got to believe that you're a wife. You got to believe that you're a husband. I am someone's husband. And because I'm a husband, I'm going to do everything it takes to make sure that I become a husband, because that's my belief system and that's my intention. So I was so committed, so determined, so intentional. I put it on a T-shirt, and like multiple T-shirts, and said, I'm going to go around the country and I'm going to find my missus so that I can become a husband. Not just because I believe in helping connect other people, but it was an internal belief inside of me that said my intention has to match the actions that I'm putting out there.
I think that is one of the biggest disconnects in dating, especially when we talk about the Black community and especially when we talk about Black women. What I experienced in building the Single Wives Club is so much apprehension in even admitting that I want to be a wife. So much apprehension in even admitting that I would like to attract a man. Like so much apprehension in the vulnerability that it takes to say, this is where I'm at, but that is where I want to be. When it comes to relationships, we can admit that we want to aspire for all of these things professionally, but personally, if you can't even admit it, how are you going to do the steps to ensure that your actions align with it?
Is it the apprehension or is it the shame?
Well, I think you're apprehensive because you're ashamed to admit this.
You're ashamed.
Because
So,
fear that I might not get it. And now I said I want something that I really don't believe I can have.
But why? So for me, that makes no sense. Because if I truly believe I want something, if I truly believe I am something, I'm going to go after it. And it baffles me how people pursue relationships today. Like if I'm broke, I have no money, I'm trying to eat, I'm trying to get clothes, I'm trying to live, I don't have gas in my car, I'm going to do everything it takes to go get some money. I'm going to do everything it takes to get a job. I'm going to apply for every job that's out there. I don't care how many times I get rejected. It does not matter. They have applications out now that you can fill out in 250 jobs at one time. That might be 250 rejection letters. Great. I still broke. I still have no gas in my car. I still have no food. I still have to keep reapplying. We don't translate that into our relationships. We like that effort, that energy. I mean, we don't. That doesn't go into our relationship. I think that We should have the same committed energy that we have when we're going after something else. But I think that the shame stops us and makes us apprehensive because maybe I won't get it.
Maybe I won't get it, and I've publicly admitted that I want it, and now y'all gonna judge me when I don't have it. The other thing that I think also, to your point, is the preparation of it. We will prepare, we will study, we will hire a coach, we will take a course, we will do all of the things for every other aspiration. But when it comes to preparing to become a wife, not even preparing for a man, preparing yourself to become the woman that you say you desire to be, it's like, why I gotta do that?
Let me shift right
You know,
there.
it's real. The amount of women who have told me, I don't need to do nothing to get no man. It's like, it's not about the man, sis.
And the crazy thing is, we outsource for everything. And if you're genuine in your efforts to get anything, if I'm trying to lose weight, I'm gonna hire a fitness trainer. If I'm trying to get a job, I may hire a headhunter, right? Like, you got all of these in between people that, like, if I'm an athlete, I get a coach. If I heard somebody say before, if you know, you're CEO, you have board of advisors. All these people have people to help them. But when it comes to relationships, it's like,
God gonna bring them to me.
he's just gonna bless me. He's gonna come down the chimney.
He's not.
And I don't have to do any work. I don't have to hire anybody to help me. The only thing I have to do is be who I am to get what it is that I know that I deserve. And that's not the way life works. I think that's if that's your, let's have an honest conversation with yourself. If you really truly desire this thing, are you doing everything possible to get it? Are you actively dating? Are you actively pursuing? Are you actively putting yourself out there? Are you actively leaving your couch on a day-to-day basis, or are you doing the routine every single day, getting up, going to work, coming back home, sitting back on your couch watching reality TV? Are you doing the work? Are you actively pursuing the thing that you said that you really want?
No. The answer is absolutely not. And I think that there is it's like first I don't want to admit that I even want this thing. Then if I run into enough bad guys, then I'm just going to decide to do away with all of them and just decide I'm going to be a cat lady. You know, like, there's such a
cat lady,
a community-wide just giving up on love, I think, or thinking that, okay, well, if I can't get it over here, I got to go find it over there. And that is not what we're doing, sis. So for the black man, right? Jack got the black man. Can we talk about it? Before we even talk about the black men that you have, I want to talk about black men, period.
Okay.
Because I think that black masculinity is under attack. As a boy mom, I look at things with a totally different lens now, and I truly believe there is an attack, a very deliberate attack on black masculinity. And I think that it's for sure spilling over into our dating and relationships. It's impacting gender roles. It's impacting how we date. What do you feel? Because you're in the trenches with these black men. I'm just talking about theory, and I got me one at home. I got 3 black men at home, but I'm just talking in theory. You're out here really working with these black men. What do you feel like is the state of black manhood?
We're in crisis. I think black men are in crisis. We have a crisis of identity. We have a crisis of irresponsibility. We have a crisis of immaturity. And we have those things, and all the while our women are confused. Our women are left like in a crisis of emotional instability because of the impact and the trauma that we've been inflicting on them as a result of some of the things that we haven't dealt with ourselves. So if we're in crisis, or women are in crisis, our children are left with their hands raised in the air, trying to figure out what it is that they need to do to become who it is that they are. But if we are so inebriated on the drugs of our own success, we can't give to them like they deserve. So I think for men, it starts with men. And I don't care what anyone says. I know we're in girl power, we're in girl season, but until men get their stuff together, everything that we have is going to be in disarray. Everything is going to be in a confused state and upside down. So I was talking to a guy the other day, and I like to say talking to a guy because if I say therapy, men get scared. I was talking to a guy the other day. This guy had, he'd been crippled. I mean, he called me boo-hooing out of his mind. Anytime a man calls me and he's crying uncontrollably, I perk up and I try to position myself to get really, really understanding of like what's going on and tap in. Because if a man breaks in that form, something bad can actually happen. So I asked him, I was like, what's going on, man? How he's uncontrollably crying. So like I'm getting like every other word. And it comes to the point where he's like, I just found out that my daughter is not my daughter. 21 years, he's been thinking this was his daughter. His daughter comes to him and says, Dad, you're not my dad. She did an ancestry test from Ancestry.com or whatever. And her mom then says, yeah, well, it was always a possibility that he wasn't your dad. Okay. How do you process that as a man? As a man that has done everything that he could to take care. Now they're not married anymore. Did everything he could to take care of this little girl. Sacrificed his life, his dreams, his hopes. He stayed where he stayed to be a part of this young lady's life, and then to find out that this is not his biological child. He's saying, I'm 55 years old. I don't have anyone. I could have had more children had I known that I didn't have any, but I didn't pursue that route because I thought that, this is my, like he's paying child support. This woman has taken him to court for him to pay child support, garnishing his wages, the money that he's lost out on, the emotional trauma that he's gone through, the economic disarray that his life was in as a result of trying to be a part of this child's life. How do you bounce back from the emotional strain of saying that this is a woman who did me wrong, lied to me, deceived me, and took from me over the course of my life? Now I'm 55 years old. I've sacrificed. I've done all these things. He's boo-hooing. He's crying uncontrollably. And I say to him, dry your tears. Pick your head up, stick your chest out. That is still your daughter. You still treat her like your daughter. You raised her as your daughter. You're still a man. He felt less than a man because he didn't have what he thought that he should have, which is the common decency and respect of truth. To say, hey, this ain't yours. Or to say, hey, you're a good man. I would rather her be raised by you than be raised by somebody else. So you take that man who has lost somewhat of his dignity, lost somewhat of his self-respect because he blaming himself for not seeing the deception, when the reality is this was all on the woman. Two things are happening with men. There's information and there's isolation. Misinformation is leading to mixed signals for men today. There's a lot of misinformation about what a man should be doing, who he should be in terms of masculinity. There's a lot of people who are leading and guiding in a negative sense. You have a lot of information that is coming as a result of men who have no internal source to identify who it is that they are. So because they don't have an internal source, they lean toward the external validation and information that's coming in from some very questionable sources. So you got like this whole tribe of people that are spewing this information that is leading men down rabbit holes that don't make sense.
The red pill rabbit hole?
Red pill, passport.
The passport bros.
Black pill, blue pill, all of these things that are going down this manosphere thing. Now, to give them some truth and justice, some of this stuff is correct. Some of this stuff that they're saying is not bad for men, especially a man who has been cast away in some of the things that he believes who he is. You got men who are really in a state of, I don't know who it is that I am. Recent Pew study said that 1 in every 3 men under the age of 30 has not had sex in the last year. 1 in every 3 men under the age of 30 has not had sex in the last year. 1 out of every 7 men has no close male friendships. So if you're saying that and you're looking at those statistics and you're hearing this information about, well, you need to be this and you need to be this. Hey, a man needs to get fit. He needs to get strong. He needs to feel like he's powerful. So yes, I believe in getting in shape. I believe that he needs to get his money right. He needs to you need to have some type of economics about you. So you feel powerful, you feel fit, you can walk into any room and you can feel like you have the confidence to talk to a woman because those are some of the things that you provide. The strength, the provision, the economics. But if you're not doing those things, if you're living in the basement of your mom's house because you haven't been able to find a job or you haven't been able to graduate, you're playing video games, you smoked out, and you're doing all of these other bad things, then it gets to this idea of who am I? So I'm going to allow somebody else to tell me. And then it gets into this bad rabbit hole of, like, after the fitness, after the finances, you go down this deep, dark rabbit hole of, hey, you need to be, like, hating women. You need, like, this misogynistic, dominant thing of, like, women are
woman hater club.
Women are the enemy. Mm-hmm. Women, it's all their fault. Look, man, if you don't like women, what's the alternative? Like, what we doing? The blame is not on them. So 1 is the misinformation. 2 is the isolation. That's really bad. Is what is happening to men. You have this isolating thing of all of us just going into ourselves and not reaching out for help, not raising our hand for assistance, not saying, hey, how did you do it? How can I get, and we're just being really self-reliant on our own ambitions, but we isolate, unlike women who have sister circles, who have support groups, who have empowerment conferences, right? Like y'all, like Essence is coming up, right? Like y'all got all of these things that you can go to and to spew off, like, here's what's going on inside of me. Men will just shut down and isolate and try to figure it out on their own. One of my favorite shows, it's a reality show. I may do a lot of reality TV. I wrote a lot of reality. I've been on shows, but I don't watch it. I don't know about you, but I don't watch it. But I do watch this one. It's a show that's called Alone. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
You never seen it?
Mm-mm.
It's a man show, I think. I think it's a man show. So let me unpack it. Let me tell you what happens in this show. It's a show where they take 10 people and they say, I'm gonna give you like 50 items. That's all you're gonna get. I'm gonna give you your own cameras so that you can film yourself, you can tape yourself and all of that. And I'm gonna put you in the most desolate place in the world and say survive. I'm gonna give you those things. Whatever it is, it's no guns and nothing like that, but you gotta fend for yourself. You gotta feed yourself, shelter yourself, all of these different things. They give you a panic button that says, if at any time you feel like you can't do this, hit the panic button, helicopter come pick you up, take you home. Whoever survives the longest wins $500,000. Ain't nobody filming you. You filming yourself. So 10 people are out in the middle of.
They're not together, though.
They're not together. They're
Okay.
spread out there, all by themselves. So Patagonia somewhere, right? At the very edge of the world. They're in Patagonia. You're dealing with mountain lions and all this kind of stuff, bears, everything, all the elements. See who survives the longest. One of the things that I've noticed is this. You got a panic button. You can hit the panic button whenever you want. Most people tap out when they hear the growl of a bear. Like, oh, my God. Ooh, no, I can't do this, bro. I can't do it. Take me home. I want to go home. But the people that survive the longest, the thing and the pattern that I started to realize is that there's 2 reasons people normally tap out. Mm-hmm. 2 reasons. Can you imagine what they are?
No, go ahead and tell it to me. Don't put me on the spot.
So 1 is infection. If you get cut, and you cut yourself with an axe or something, you chop your finger off, you got to hit the panic button because you can lose the finger. It can get infected. You don't
It's
have
a true emergency.
It's a true emergency. You don't have any antibiotics. You're not going to survive. Like most instances like that, you're not going to survive. So infection, and then I'll put starvation as like a hyphen right there.
Okay.
Because if you can't feed yourself,
You're going to hit that button.
You're gonna hit the button. You're gonna die. But the main reason people hit the button, the main reason they hit the button, they miss their family. They miss their family. I'm talking about grown men just boo-hooing like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Why am I doing it? Why? I miss my wife. I miss my family. I miss the smell of her hair. I miss but isolation can do some bad things to you. Bad behaviors come out when isolation happens. And for people who ain't on an island in Patagonia, people who ain't on a television show called Alone, bad behaviors when you're isolated come in the form of gambling, come in the form of porn, sex addiction, alcohol, drug, all of the bad things, right? So you can't be isolated. So information and isolation have been the downfall of our generation right now, and I feel like we got to get some things back to perspective of who it is that we are as men, because we lost it, and we're losing it on a consistent basis to the misinformation and the isolation of just trying to depend on ourselves.
Where do men go for a safe space if they can't take that man, but take you out of the equation? He doesn't know a jack to pick up the phone and call.
Yeah.
I read about the statistics of black men and suicide. It's Black Men's Mental Health Month right now. So all of these conversations around, to your point, the pressure on black men and then the inadequate spaces to release or relieve that pressure in a healthy way. How do men do it? Because y'all are talking in barbershops, but this ain't what y'all are talking about. That man can't go to the barbershop and say, fellas, the baby ain't mine. Who does he say that to if not you?
I used to work at a suicide prevention hotline where people will call in and they're about to take their lives. And you'd see this all the time and hear it all the time. Women commit suicide more than men, but men are more successful. It's due to our violent nature. we figured out better ways to make it happen and to be successful with it. But the things that I would hear when people were crying out for help, most of them have no social networks. Most of them have been isolated in a space where they feel like or felt like they had no point of return. And if they were to tell someone this thing, it would be so embarrassing. It would be something that they couldn't get back to a space of, this is who I used to be. For men have to create support groups. We have to have networks of us that have, but it's not just being in social settings and support groups. You need to be, especially a young man, because this changed so much. You need to be in environments around strangers every day as a young man. Go to the gym, join a sports league, like a baseball, softball team, kickball team, or something that puts you in an environment with strangers. You can't just be by yourself all the time playing. And granted, video games, they have, you can talk to each other now, you can play with your friends, but it's not the same thing. Mm-hmm. Put yourself in an environment where you have physical contact with somebody other than just yourself. And when you're in those situations, we got to start making it a norm to change the conversation as men. We got to have some candid conversations about what's really going on with you, man. Like, hey, man, how's it going? Oh, I'm good, man. Okay, it's all right. Yeah, man, family good. Okay, that's cool. All right. Job going good. Okay, cool, man. Yeah. But what's going on with you? You told me about everybody else, everything else, but what's truly going on with you? How are you feeling? Well, if you want me to be honest, I'm a little bit stressed. Well, why are you stressed, man? Well, the pressure of being a man is not what I thought it was going to be when I was, growing up. And now I got a family. And everybody's looking at me for all the answers, and I ain't got the answers. Well, that's why I'm here. bounce it off of me, man. Let me be in your tribe. Like, if you ain't got the answers, let's talk about how to figure out what the answers are, so you don't have to be as stressed. Because all you're doing is internalizing that stress, internalizing that. So we got to start having real, candid conversations with each other as men. Challenge each other when you're calling your homeboy, not to just talk about sports, not to just talk about money, not just talk about stocks. Hey, man, how you processing the fact that your kid has just went to college and now it's just you and your wife? How are you processing the fact that she's making more money than you now? It didn't used to be that way, but like how you processing that? How you processing the fact that you ain't getting up like you used to get it up? You ain't having sex 1-2 times a week, and you don't know exactly what's going on because your libido has gone down, and you like just sitting there suffering in silence.
Suffering in silence is the name of the game for men, but especially for black men.
Yeah.
Especially when culturally, any type of complaint, we're going to call you sassy. Any type of, conversation about how you are feeling, it's unacceptable in so many settings. There are very few settings where a man can... there's so many examples of even just podcasts that you can pull up where a man in couples counseling, I saw a specific clip where a man was literally just pouring his heart out to his wife about how he felt, and her rebuttal was basically, yeah, me too. And it's like we both are carrying a load, but at some point, I have to be willing to, set my problems aside to, help you with yours or support you with yours. But where is that reciprocity? It's not taught.
It's hard to be a man. We don't like to talk about it. Nobody likes to admit it. Nobody likes to say it. But being a man, if you ask any man, it's hard. Because here's the thing. We don't get to complain.
You got to take that trash out. You got to pay them bills. You got to do
we don't get
what
to
needs to be done.
To any man up. Do what it is that you're supposed to do. And here's the thing. I've counseled, I've coached abused people. How do you tell an abused person you don't complain? No one cares about your suffering. No one cares that this thing happened to you. No one believes you. No one cares about your pain, your suffering. The only thing that matters is that you need to pick yourself up and do it all. If I said that to an abused person, men are becoming some of the most abused people and neglected people on the face of this planet, especially black men. So our internalized suffering has no justice. It has no voice. It has no validity for anybody to empathize with the pain that we're going through. And if I say something, somebody's going to come back with a rebuttal that says, how dare you complain? So if I can't articulate my suffering or my pain to anyone without being ridiculed, without being shamed, without being made fun of in a lot of different respects from my peers or from my spouse or from the relationships that I had or on a podcast or in the comments, whatever the case, if I can't speak my truth, I'll isolate.
And then we start talking about these men wanting to be in relationships.
Yeah.
So take male or female out of it. It goes back to investing in yourself, being self-aware, becoming the best version of yourself for these aspirations that you have.
Yeah.
Because if you desire to be a wife or you desire to be a husband, but you are toe up from the flow up on the inside, like you have all this baggage you're holding on to, you are not willing to evolve, mature, grow, but you have these aspirations, you can get it, but are you going to be able to keep it? So how do you deal with these broken men, but then also help them get into a relationship? Oh, it seems real tricky, Jack.
It seems like it, but believe it or not, men are doing the work. Contrary to popular belief, there are a lot of men that are doing their work because it's no longer taboo to reach out. It's no longer taboo to go to therapy to get help or to have these social support groups. So we're doing the work necessary because you got a lot of men that are saying, I don't want to be like my dad. I don't want to be like my parents. I don't want to have that type of relationship. I want something more meaningful, something that connects me. I want to be a better father than the father I didn't have, or the father that was there but wasn't fully present. So you got a lot of men that are for whatever reason, they're saying, I don't care about everybody else and some of the statistics that are out there. I'm going to be a better man myself. And for that reason, I always say it's really great guys out here. It's some good dudes that have great intentions, that have great aspirations, and they know that they're husbands. They know that they want to be in committed, happy, healthy, whole relationships, but they can't seem to connect with the types of women that they're looking for because of all of the misnomers that are out here, all of the bad things and the hard times and the misinformation that's out here. And the woman that has gone through so many bad things that she's looking at anybody that comes into her life that's going to have the exact same behaviors and attitudes and beliefs as the last guy, the past man, that he doesn't have a chance to like come and like, hey, I'm not him.
He's not operating on like flat footing or whatever they say. It's like
No.
you're already in the deficit because I'm already expecting the worst of you based on my past experience.
Waiting on the other shoe to fall.
So how are you still doing this work, Jack? Because I quit. I was like, okay, y'all think y'all have to get better? You don't want to improve? You don't need to do nothing for no man? Holla. I'm going to just focus on myself, get what I came here to get, and go on about my business. But you are still in the trenches, Jack.
I'm still, because there are people who don't play, I don't say not play, they don't pay attention to the rhetoric. There are people that, so my job, my goal, my responsibility is to weed through all of the ones, all of the negativity, all of the people that are like, I'm just plucking away the good ones.
You're collecting the good ones.
I collect good men, good brothers who say, hey man, I'm single, successful, I'm ready to be married, but I can't seem to find a quality woman.
For the women, the quality women that are watching this, and they're like, oh, Jay, where they at?
Oh, they here.
So last time you came, I asked you where they was at, and you like, we're going to have to talk about that later. But I think it's later, and I think we can talk about it now. Can we talk about it now?
Yeah,
because you've been saying this for years, Jack. If y'all go back through the archives, Jack has been telling us for years that he had the good men. Where are they?
We got them. We put together a huge database, and we, like all of the men that I've been collecting over the years, women used to call me all the time. Can I have one? Can I have one? Can I have one? Where they at? Where they at? Can I have your phone? Can I see you? So I took everybody that was in my phone, everybody that was on email lists, support groups, and social, like all of everything, and we dumped them into a database called the Good Men Club. The Good Men Club is a space and a place where we've collected all of these great guys that have whatever interests you want, whatever desires you want, requirements, all of these different things, and then we just segmented them. So the other thing about the good men, well, let me back up because I want to position this the right way. We did a few experiments. Some worked, some didn't. The ones that worked, we kept. And the thing that I would always say is, like the question that I always get, where do you find these great guys at? They in your cell phone. You understand what I'm saying? Can I say this?
Say it.
Okay, I was trying. We were doing so good before I hurt some feelings, but can I say this?
It's time. Okay, go for it.
Black women are single because they stingy.
You know you have to unpack that one now, Jack.
I was waiting on it.
That was a Jack statement.
I was waiting on it.
FYI.
But let me explain. Let me explain before they throw so many bad things at me. Let me explain what I'm talking about. I'm saying if we were to share some of the things and the people that you had in your cell phone, the bad dates, the exes, the ones that you don't want, the ones that you know that you ain't gonna, the ones that are in the friend zone, the ones that are like the dude you used to work with that was your coworker that you know he ain't got a chance ever to be your man. If I were to if you were to share those with a source or a place that was just, give them all to me. I'll give you a prime example. Women used to always ask me this. So this back in the day because I've been doing this for a long time. So I can't find a great man. Uncle, give me your cell phone. Give me your cell phone. So I go through the cell phone and I say, wait a minute, what is this? And she had a do not answer. And it was a list of men like that said, you remember them lists that y'all used to have do not answer? This was before call blocking.
DNAs.
This was before call blocking. So it was like do not answer. And she had like 20 men that was like, well, what's wrong with him? I didn't like the way he dressed. Well, what was wrong with him? He showed up late, and then, well, okay, what was wrong with this guy? His breath was like little, like just all these little things that they were nagging about. And I'm like, okay, all right. I went to another person. I was like, it was a theory then. I went to another woman. Same thing. She had a do not answer list. I asked her the same question. She's saying the same thing about these guys. Okay, you would never date him again, and I don't want to talk to him no more. Okay, cool. Ask another one. Hers wasn't called do not answer. Hers was called Black History. I thought that was pretty funny and clever. It's like she had a Black History list.
Hilarious.
Of men that she would never talk to. I said, okay, if I took all of those men, let's just call it 50. Out of 3 women, it was 50 guys that they didn't want. They've either dated, dumped, or didn't want for themselves. If I took 50 of them, if I put them in a bucket, shook it up, and I would go to a woman that she didn't know, but that has some of the same similar interests, qualities, and things that she was looking for. And I shook up that big bucket. Now, she gave me 10 men. Everybody else gave me about 40. I shook that bucket up, and I plucked out 3 guys that had what she wanted, what she was looking for. Wouldn't that be better than doing nothing, than sitting on the couch?
Increasing your odds, for sure.
So I said, okay, let's expand this. So I don't just want to take 3 women. Let me take 3,000 women, 5,000 women, 10,000 women, and take all of the men that you don't want, all of the men that you've dated, that you've dumped, that aren't really right for you, but will be great for somebody else. Give them to me. A central source, we'll put them all in one bucket, shake that bucket up, and see what comes out for what it is that you want. That's how you get all of these great guys. And the reason I'm saying that black women are sometimes stingy is because you would rather your ex burn.
Die alone and miserable, sir. Yes.
How dare you find somebody for yourself when you couldn't commit to me? How dare I help you? And all I'm saying is, it ain't about you. If we had this idea of reciprocity, of paying it forward, then we'd all be in a better space. Because I promise you, there are 10 women out there who are just like you that have 10 men apiece that they don't want.
One woman's trash is another woman's treasure?
All
That's
day
the
long.
concept.
All day long.
That's the business model.
That's it. So
That's
we've basically taken all of that. I don't want to call them trash.
Trash.
'cause
Don't
they
call
ain't
them trash. Don't call them trash.
We've taken all of those men that were just unwanted
We're going to
men.
upcycle them.
Unwanted. They weren't right for you, but they are great for somebody else.
I mean, that is actual factual. Like, I can definitely think of some great guys that just were not my guy.
Yep.
But they would be wonderful for someone else.
Perfect for them. And then
so this is really how it works? Like, I can submit some guys to you or no?
This is really how it works. So the Good Men Club is all about men who, so everyone that joins the club has to refer or invite a person of the opposite sex. So it has to be somebody that you don't want for yourself, but you're giving into the community because it's a community thing. And if you give to the community is going to take care of you. So because we have so many, we got thousands upon thousands of people, and people, in order to come in, you got to invite somebody. Like, we don't care.
Your entrance fee is bringing somebody else to the party.
We don't care. I don't care. Well, I don't know nobody. Too bad. You're not for us. You gotta
find somebody.
and we tell people all the time, like, this ain't for you. If you don't know anyone, you ain't got a cousin, you ain't got like a coworker or a college roommate or a classmate or somebody on social media that you don't know any single man. And if you're a woman that doesn't know any single, something wrong with you. Because
you're probably not a good fit for the. Yeah.
You're not a good part. You're not a good fit for this community. So we've basically taken that concept and created like this club and this dating community that is now an app that people can join to be a part of, and we got all the men. We got all the good men.
So is this global?
This is not global. We're just in the U.S. right
Okay,
now.
only in the U.S.
Just the U.S. right now. But
Okay.
we literally have. So we did the beta test.
Okay.
From October to April. We got some wins.
Okay.
We got some wins. We got some engagements.
So beta test is I'm going to get
Beta
a
test-
test group of people to sign up and see how this is going to work.
We did a test group of a few thousand people, and just to see how things work, to work out all of the kinks, all of the bugs, all of the glitches, which we had some. We had a lot, but we had to figure out like the way that we thought people would actually match, and the way we thought it didn't work. They didn't want that. Like
Gotcha.
I was trying to be mysterious. I was like, you don't have to do this, and then you don't see your face, and it's
there's
gonna
like,
be
no,
a blur.
show me
They
the
were like,
face.
no, I need to see.
Yeah.
I need to see who I'm
Anonymous,
talking
my
to.
ass. Yeah.
So we changed a lot of things, but we got it right, and we got a lot of wins. We got a lot of matches. We got
Okay.
a lot of people that are happy. A lot of people that are commuting across the country. It was a couple that. One was in Dallas, and the guy was in Atlanta, and they met up after meeting for like a couple of weeks. They matched in a couple of weeks, and they were talking back and forth. Flew out, and they've been going back and forth ever since. They're engaged now, which I'm happy. And I'm saying
You a
this.
matchmaker, Jack. I don't care what you want to call it, but you out here making the matches.
I'm saying this because I think it's important for people to understand that their losses too, but their wins and this is in a short span of time. We're talking 6 months. So it doesn't take long for somebody who's intentional about what it is that they want, intentional about what it is that they're looking for. They're not out here trying to figure out or collect as many women as they possibly can. Hey, there are men that saying, look, I ain't got time for that. I got a job. I'm really ready to start a family. I'm looking for a woman to get married. There's another guy that is extremely intentional. He's like, look, I don't have any children. I'm tired of the other things. I really want a woman who's intentional and is top notch about what she's looking for. I ain't got time for the games. He ended up being he was skeptical at first. I want to be clear about it, like most people are, skeptical. He went on, was matching them with multiple women per week, and inevitably he picked this one that was very consistent and persistent. And to this day, he called me every other week and says, thank you, Jack. Thank you for starting this. I never thought I would have met a woman like this. I don't go out. I go to work. I go home. I may go to the gym. I never thought that I could have a woman like this, but she's been my everything for the past few months. That warms my heart and lets me know that we're doing our job to connect people in a way that they never would have been connected before. If they're intentional about participating, not being stingy, not being, being a part of a community that cares. Because if you don't produce in the community, they kick you out. That's the way it used to be. Like everybody else is eating, everybody else is hunting and gathering, and if you're not contributing to the community, you get kicked out. So for women, you can submit as many men or as many women as you want to. You don't have to, you can invite however many you want to. You don't get access to being matched until whoever it is that you invite creates a profile.
Got you.
That's mandatory. So we always say invite as many as you can because you got friends that are flaky. They're like,
That's true.
I
Can't count on that one.
I ain't doing this. And then, you're stuck because you can't date because you're waiting on this one person. So invite as many. It has been phenomenal.
I think the intentionality of it all, because it's like the statistics on a dating app like Match.com where you have to pay for it versus a Tinder where it's just free. It's like the people who have the buy-in, whether it's actually paying money or just having to go this extra step to get in the door, I'm going to be serious about it. So you're already cutting down on the riffraff. You're already cutting down on the people who just want to scope out the scene and see, who you got or who want to play around. It's like, no, you can't even come into the party.
We have an extreme filtering process. So we meet you, we screen you, we sort of vet you. But also keep in mind, I've always been a believer that good people know good people. Good people are connected to good people. So if you are coming in, and we've seen this over time, for people that are coming in blindly, they're not so great. But people that are invited by other people, they're pretty great.
Because the other person has basically you're vouching. You've given them your stamp of approval by inviting them to the party. They're your plus
vouching.
one.
Yeah, you're vouching. They're your plus one, and you've almost pre-vetted them.
Because
right?
you've had to have a conversation about
You
it.
did.
Yeah.
So those people, we found that those people perform better than ones that come in sort of blindly. So we've the cool thing about it is like after like vetting people and then seeing them go on some of these virtual dates and like,
ooh, virtual dates. Okay, so tell us how it works, Jack. Because so it's not in person.
It's
Nothing's
not in person. No,
yet.
No.
Or it is.
Well, we got three.
Is it a secret?
We got 3 tiers.
Okay, tell us about the tiers.
Okay, so tier 1 of the Good Men Club is the digital aspect. It's the app of being, getting matched virtually and digitally, right? So there's 2 different ways to get matched. We have the premium, we have the platinum. Premium is basically us sending you matches on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Curated matches according to your likes, interests, desires.
This is level 2.
This is level 1.
Oh, this is level 1. Okay.
Level 1.
Level 1, you're sending them matches. They're not just on their own and they find their own matches.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
We're gonna send you curated matches
Gotcha.
on a weekly basis of what you say that you desire. Like, your age, height, like all of those different things. And then level 2 is we're going to send you curated matches, but we're also going to allow you to search the database for matches that you feel like you would match with.
Got you. So level 1, you don't search.
You don't search.
I'm going to give you who. Okay,
Yes.
got you. Okay.
You get who we give you.
Got you.
And then level 2 is these are the things like okay, I see who you sent me, but I want to go explore and see if there's any more that fits my criteria. So that's level 2, and that's all we have. We don't have because you don't need anything else. Like we're committed to like the matching process, not like the money process.
Gotcha.
I don't care about we don't measure our results in money, we measure it in matches.
Gotcha.
So the more matches we make, the better I feel about what it is that we're doing. Now, there's also an elevated level of the Good Men Club. You're going to pay a lot more for this, but we have in-person meetups for groups of people that are compatible.
Okay.
So that's only in Atlanta right now, but we're taking and we're doing meetups for singles of like mind, of like interests, of like desires, and we're putting you in a room and then challenging you with some interesting games and questions, et cetera, et cetera.
I love that.
So it's an upscale meetup that we're having for people who are more interested in meeting offline.
Gotcha.
So there's a premium for it, but it's still like really, really good quality people.
Of course, because they paid the premium too.
Yeah. It's really quality people that you're going to be meeting. And then the top tier is the matchmaking.
Gotcha.
So if you're saying, I don't want to do any of this, I don't care about any of this, Jack, just find me such.
I trust you, Jack. Bring her here.
Find me her, find me him. That's going to be a super premium price because you're taking me outside of my.
So, Jack, the random question. How do you feel, based on all that you know and all that you've done, these experiments, the beta tests, all the things, what's your just personal opinion on arranged marriages?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think we should go back to it, honestly. Because at the end of the day, what the data has shown me, people don't know what they want. They have no clue what good even looks like. Like, I could put 10 men in front of a woman and say, he has all of these qualities, everything that you said that you wanted. And she would go, I ain't feeling it.
His shoes look a little dirty.
They would say, I ain't feeling it. But if you take those same 10 men and you individually put them into a relationship and then say, figure it out, I think it works. I think when you arrange marriage, since the beginning of time, we've been arranging marriages. And a lot of cultures still do it.
And they're
very prime. Their divorce rate is
nothing
extremely
like
low. But when you add that personal choice of, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't want this, I don't want... Like, marriage isn't about... I get in trouble when I say this. I don't believe marriage is about just love. I don't believe that. Because saying that you can only love one person is stupid to me.
You about to open up a poly
No,
conversation, Jay?
no.
Where's this going? Marshawn, where's this going?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, clean it up. To
what
say
I'm
you can
saying
only
is,
love one
To
person.
say you can only love one person makes no sense logically.
Okay.
So that shouldn't be the sole intention of marriage.
Okay.
Marriage is a partnership.
Agree.
It's an agreement that says, I'm choosing to do life with you. I'm choosing and deciding to be with you. It's not saying that, like, I'm choosing to love you and that's it, and that's the only reason that we should be together. It's saying, I'm partnering with you to get the lifestyle and the love and the legacy that I want, that I desire, that I feel like will be best suitable for myself and for my family. Mm-hmm. I think you would fit an absolute great role as a mom. I think I would be a great complement to you as a dad. And I think together, us partnering, we can raise a family unit and have a legacy that would be great. And in the process, we'll love each other. We will have a great lifestyle together. We'll have a great family. Like, the idea that I'm only looking for the butterflies or for the love or for the feeling, for the thrills, and like, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I've seen, like, the data has shown that it has failed more often than what people are anticipating. And I think that a lot of people are holding out for that feeling,
that fairy tale,
and as for what it is that I do, I will tell you that compatibility is a lot more important than chemistry. I'm just talking about the numbers.
So when you say that, though, Jack, because I agree 1,000%, and I think that because I got married later in life,
it makes sense.
What I was just where I was, what I value, what I know to be important, it was just way different than like the 25-year-old self, the fairy tale self. So I definitely agree that, like, no, people aren't talking about compatibility enough. People are not talking about your day-to-day, how you live your life, what you value.
Absolutely.
People are not talking about that enough. However, I think when people hear that, a conversation like that, like compatibility versus chemistry, the next thought people, or the next word out of people's mouth is like, well, I gotta like my husband. I gotta want to look at him. And I agree with that too. How do you balance getting out of your feelings, having a vision for your life that is the priority, but also knowing, okay, you gotta want to look at this person too?
I'm not saying be like pick someone that is totally unattractive. There are too many people that are trying to pick 10s and 9s when you should really be going for 4 and 5s.
Because you a 4 or 5 yourself?
Maybe. Or the 4 or 5 is more realistic. The 4 or 5s are more average. And a 10, the upkeep is so high.
You ain't gonna want that 10. That 10 gonna be some hard work, baby.
I'm not, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a 10 or being a 9 or like a real. What I'm saying is people have this disillusion that because they see 10s, they see 9s, and they think that it's plentiful, especially since social media and the internet has come to into existence. They think and have the disillusion or the delusion that they can actually get that one.
Or that you even want that one. Because what it takes to maintain that is probably not what you think.
I mean, you realize how much...
It's like dating the man that has everything. Do you know, sis, what it's going to take?
Do you realize how many nights you're going to be by yourself? Do you realize how many times you're going to be alone? Do you realize
want that life?
how competitive he is, how committed and how ambitious that he is? How did he get to where it is that he is to be this man of stature? He loves his vision. He's committed to executing it, and he's not as committed to the family unit. But some women want every aspect of it. And I'm not saying you can't have it all. Don't get me wrong. And I know what some people are going to say, well, why can't I have it all? I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying be realistic about what it is that you're desiring, what it is that you want. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself wishing, hoping, dreaming, and waiting on something that's not going to come.
So this is the what I learned in my Single Wives Club experience, and what I'm wondering, like, what your buffer is, because it almost feels like you can put the right people in the right room and they ruin it if they are not looking for the right things.
Absolutely.
So to your point, you could have, like, mentally you could be prepared. Like, I know that this is what I want.
Yeah.
But if I show up and I'm still looking for the wrong things, like, do you have a class, Jack? Like, y'all got to go take this prerequisite so that I know that you're going to come up in here acting right, looking for the right things, valuing the right things. Because how do you not get lost in the sauce when you show up to the good man's club? Like, how do you not get in the good man's club and not look for the bad boy amongst the crew?
You can't help that. You can't help that. I mean, it's not like you got to do your own work. I'm not a miracle maker.
I can just do what I can do now, y'all. Look.
All I can do is put you together and I don't want to say hope for the best, but I'm going to give you the best options available. I'm going to give you the best options available and tell you to make the selection. To tell you, like, a lot of this is on you. Like, if you keep picking the wrong people, like, we got to talk about your picker.
Your picking is off.
And there's nothing wrong with having a bad picker, but you have to realize that you have a bad picker.
You have to acknowledge
Yes.
it and act on it, because
Yes.
we will just blame the bad pick. You know, we'll blame
Bad
him all
picker.
day, but sis, you were doing the picking.
I always do this with single clients. I make them do an internal audit of relationships. But it's a simple thing. It's a simple thing that says this. Tell me about your last 10 relationships, the last 10 people that you were with. Anybody can do this. The last 10 people that you were with. Think about them. Get them in your head. Whatever relationships that you had. Man, woman, whatever the case. How many of those 10 people are now either engaged or married? Think about how many are either engaged or married. Did you have 2 out of that 10? 3, 4, 0 out of that 10? Those people are a good gauge of how relevant and accurate your picker is. Are you picking husbands? Are you picking wives? Or are you just picking random people that you think fill a void in your life at the current time? I can tell you right now, 8 out of the 10 relationships that I had, the past relationships I had, they married.
I can tell you right now, 10 out of the 10 of the past relationships I've had were trash. They were awful. If I lined them up, it was like mental health issues. What was wrong with you, girl? And I think that is what we need to do. We need to be
That's what you need to
self-aware
do.
enough to say,
You know it, though.
you are the common denominator.
Yes.
You could call them crazy all day. You could talk about them like
Yes.
dirt all day, but you picked them.
You picked them.
You picked them.
I
And
know-
until you fix your picker,
I know my picker was right. You have to acknowledge that your picker is right.
and I
or
can
wrong.
acknowledge it all day, baby.
And if it is, but until you do that internal audit or that relationship audit,
You can blame everybody.
A lot of us like, it's him, it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
her, it's
you
her.
can blame everybody.
It ain't everybody.
It's not everybody.
It's your picker.
It is your picker.
if
And
it's
until
something
you
wrong,
get to that,
you
you
gotta-
can
you
hire
gotta be
Jack.
there.
You can sign up for the apps.
Doesn't
You
matter.
can hire the coaches. You can go find Patty Stanger if you want to.
Doesn't
But
matter.
until you fix your picker,
You gonna keep picking what you
you're going
pick.
to keep picking. Or you're going to get the good one, but your radar is still going to be out here wanting the bad one.
And very few people, when I tell them that, are able to like first receive it. Because unlike you're like, I was doing something
I was
wrong.
terrible. Oof.
Which is okay. You received it. Very few people will be able to receive it and then make the shift to change. Because you can fix your picker. And like I just got a call. I just got a call this morning from she probably gonna get it, from my cousin. She has been married. Like she just got married again. This is husband number 6.
Ooh. Sis can get a husband. Okay.
This is husband number 6.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
We ain't gonna talk about the engagements that she had.
Okay.
But this is husband number. So when I say that some people have a better picker than other, like now women gonna say, well, what did she do? What is she doing? It ain't that. It's the internal magnet that she has that says, I know how to pick I know how to pick men who are commitment minded and commitment ready, and not the ones who are just playing games and looking like they want me on the outside, but they'll string me out for the next 5 6 years, talking about and pretending that they want to be a husband, talking about and pretending that we're making plans, we're making goals about moving forward, and then they do nothing to
and
show
you wasted
improve.
your good years.
And you wasted your good, and your eggs dried up. I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that.
It's okay. It's
It's politically incorrect. Probably.
We don't do politics. We don't do politics over here, Jack. It's okay. You don't have to be politically correct.
Okay, so your eggs have turned to powdered milk.
It's very listen. The reality is we have to be willing to. If you're not willing to have the hard conversation with anyone else, have it with yourself.
Yeah.
It took work for me to say.
Yeah.
And I've always been a pretty aware person. I'm like, I made a mistake. I did wrong. Let me figure out how to fix it because I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
I am okay with saying that. But so many people for decades will be unwilling to look in the mirror, will be unwilling to do the tough work. They'll take time off.
Yeah.
They'll take time off from dating, but they're not willing to do the tough work. So whenever they check back into the game, they're still attracting those same types of people, that same type of energy because they have not done the work. But for the people who have done the work, Jack.
Yes, ma'am.
They've done the work. How do they get into this club?
Just go to goodmenclub.com.
That's it. Just that easy.
Just go to goodmen.club.com. I'm sorry,
goodmenclub.com.
All the information that you want, all the information about us and everything you need to do to join. It's free to join.
Okay.
You can create a profile for free. It's for a limited time.
Okay.
Absolutely free. But the more people we get, the more we have to
It won't be free forever.
Restrict the access. So it's free to join.
Okay.
Now, you have to pay to be matched. Like just start some of the matches, but it's free to create your profile.
Gotcha.
And to get all the information that you desire and want. But yeah, it's been great in terms of what we've been able to accomplish in a short amount of time. I'm really proud of this project.
I'm excited.
I'm extremely, and I'm more proud of the matches. I'm more proud of the people that are winning in love. I'm a big promoter of love. I like it.
You've dedicated your life to it at this point, Jack.
Yeah, I think I want to see everybody win because if you win, that means that you have a successful relationship. And if you have a successful relationship, that means you're going to have a successful family. If you have a successful family, you're going to have successful kids. And then we're going to have and it's just going to keep
paying itself.
Keep going forward and forward. It's going to be a better community, a better, better city, better country. I just really think that the nucleus of what it is that we do starts with love and relationships. So I'm a big advocate and proponent of helping people win in love. And the Good Men Club is the way to do it right now. Just come on in. You ain't got to be all put together, but we got some really.
You do need to be put together now, Jack. Why you say that?
I mean,
they need to come in put together.
I ain't saying I'm okay. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
I'm saying it in the sense of you ain't got to be all dressed up because it ain't the real club.
Okay, got you.
It's a digital club.
Got you. The men want you to be yourself. That's the thing too, right?
Please be yourself.
Say that.
Please be yourself and not all dolled up. And I mean, I know profiles are profiles. People need to put forth their best image of themselves. But I've done a little bit of work in helping some people recalibrate their profiles because some women are like, well, nobody's talking to me. Nobody's responding to the message that Now, here's the thing. Women are not great at receiving rejection.
We're horrible at it.
I didn't know like that, but I knew it, but the numbers.
You don't want me.
Yeah. The numbers, I see the data. So, and then I hear the complaints with, the customer service team. You're not good at rejection. Some things on your profile, you're doing wrong. That ain't the right pick, sis.
So, Jack, are you helping them with this? Or that's going to be another layer?
Because we did the beta group, I was willing to help several people.
But you see that's a need because you could date.
It's definitely a need.
Yeah, it's definitely a need.
But keep in mind, I did hundreds of phone calls with all these members, because I wanted to keep a pulse on what's going on. Tell me what you like, tell me what's working, tell me what's not working. So I really talked to the people, and she's like, well, I'm not getting it. Nobody's responding to me. Nobody's I'm sending out these messages. I'm getting the matches, but I'm sending the messages and nobody's responding. Well, let me look at your profile. Profile pic is her like this, in like almost like an FBI jacket. I'm like, that ain't it.
That's not friendly. That's not inviting. That's not
I'm like,
feminine.
You do realize the worst person for a black person to see, a black man to see.
You want to show up looking like corrections officer?
Is the police.
Yeah, what?
And I'm like, and you look, I'm like, no, that ain't it. I like, men like to see, almost like we like an illusion of potential. So make sure that you show like a headshot, cool. Make sure you show a body shot. Let me see what you're working with. And it doesn't have to be like close and revealing. It can be far away, but at least let me see.
But when it doesn't exist, I'm gonna make up in my mind why it's not there. Yep.
So like if you just showing me that tight headshot, oh, you a big girl. You a big girl.
You thought you knew your angles, but I'm on to you.
I don't see nothing but net. You a big girl. For a man, that's what we gonna assume.
Yeah, red flag.
So show a little bit more. So I mean, I don't work with people like that, but you know, it's other coaches and stuff to do all that. I'll just try to help you get matched. That's all. Like I don't want you to drift through and not get anybody. But Lord Jesus,
Goodmanclub.com.
Goodmanclub.com.
Goodmanclub.com. We're gonna get it together. Look, we're gonna put it down below. We're gonna have it linked down below. So all you gotta do is click. You don't have to copy, paste, type it into your browser. All you gotta do is click so that you can get in where you fit in. I am so excited for you, Jack.
Thank you.
I'm literally gonna like put together a clip of all the episodes when we've talked about it, but we ain't really talked about it. But now we can talk about it for real, and y'all can go and check it out and join, sign up.
Yeah.
I am by no means single, but I have a heart for helping the single people. So if there's anything that I can do to support, to show up at one of these events, whatever I can do, I am here for it. And y'all, when I tell you that there is not a better person to be doing this, because you are doing it for the right reason. You ain't doing it to go viral. You ain't doing it because you think it's what.
Nah.
You have been in the trenches doing the work. And so I am so proud, so excited, and I can't wait to see like this just blow up.
Thank you.
I'm excited. Don't forget about the small people, Jack.
That's the thing. It's already blown up.
That's
the thing. It's like we've done numbers. This ain't like a new thing.
But the people need to know that it exists because it is so needed.
Well, we didn't want to open it up to the public until we got it right.
Mm-hmm.
So we got it right. And it's going to be little hiccups in the way, but you know, for the most part, we got it right.
So the goodmensclub.com. Do you want to tell me your Instagram, or they don't need to even come over there?
They don't need to come over.
They don't need to come over there.
I mean, you can go to Jack Daniels TV. Instagram.
If you want to, but if you want the good men,
go to the Good Men Club.
Goodmensclub.com. Y'all, I'm excited. Y'all should be excited. If you are a single woman, I don't want to hear no thing, okay? I don't want to see no complaints. I don't want to hear you talking about what they've been saying on the podcast until you sign up and see what Jack has to offer. He's been telling y'all for decades that he got the good men. Go test him out. Go see if he really got him, okay? And then come on back here and tell me that you found Jack through me. All right?
Hello.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Girl Stop Playing. Now, girl, stop playing and go get your man. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace. So if you enjoyed that episode, I'm willing to bet you are absolutely going to get your entire life when you log on to everybodylied.com. Y'all, I just launched my brand new blog, which is for women like me who are stepping into the newness of life, okay? Your girl got engaged, got pregnant, got married, and became a mom all in less than a year, and life came at me fast. As life was life, and I realized that a lot of the things that I had been led to believe were a lie. Survey says that was a lie. And so I am sharing all of my lessons learned and what I have discovered to be the truth, along with some resources on my new blog, everybodylied.com. Come on over if you are a woman who is experiencing the newness of life. I'll see you there.